PNG Customs crack down on illegal goods. Accusations trigger settlement clash. And saving the visual art industry.
This is National EMTV News with Hope Imaka.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for Wednesday's news. Over 500,000 kina worth of illegal cigarettes and alcoholic spirits were confiscated by Customs. This comes after Customs officers cited employees of a company in Port Moresby offloading cartons of cigarettes and spirits from a 20-foot container in their premises. The impounded goods will be sold off through public tender or destroyed.
The illegal goods were confiscated last Friday after a search warrant was obtained to search the premises.
More recently, in the last 5 days, we were able to detain some imported manufactured cigarettes and alcohol that came in from the region, from the Asian region.
Over 1,000 cartons of spirits, including 55 cartons of Marlboro cigarettes, were obtained. The matter has been reported to police and investigations are continuing.
This particular business who was doing these imports, and it just so happened that while we were working out to confirm the information, our staff, they stepped onto that particular, they've seen the movements of people into the area, transporting, unloading containers and stuff into the premises. And we did further check and then we confirmed that the importer did not declare the goods.
With the increase in the smuggling of illegal goods past our land or sea borders, Customs is looking at introducing a container examination facility at Motukea, just outside Port Moresby. The facility will be used to conduct thorough inspections of all imported goods before they are accepted into the local market. At the moment, Customs relies on verifications importers provide on the type of goods or products they wish to import.
Now, and I think that will at least help us with our business in protecting the border and securing our future for the country. So the support that we want.
There are plans to set up new border posts within the country to track down and minimize the transportation of illegal goods to other provinces.
It's not that easy. A lot of people, they see our challenges, they talk about our challenges, but the least we expect from them is to at least help us, to tell us exactly what this is a challenge that you have. We can help you by providing reliable information, and that's what we are calling out at this time also.
Commissioner Paul has also urged the public to report any illegal smuggling of goods into the country. Tekla Gunga, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, PNG Customs has declared 1-month amnesty to online businesses in PNG to come forward and declare their products. Commissioner Ray Paul said online businesses need to declare their sales of accessible goods since the inception of their operations and where they were paying their excise duty. He said penalties will be imposed on those who are reluctant to comply with the order.
Online businesses are beginning to be popular in Papua New Guinea. People have gone to a new level of sales and marketing similar to the global community. In most cases, the products that are sold online cost less than what's being charged in stores. This raises the concern on the process involved in the purchasing of the accessible products. Such products are beer, spirits, alcohol, and cigarettes.
Online business. We've noted a number of them now coming up in PNG. We don't discourage that. We see it's a good opportunity for people to go into this business. Our only challenge with that, and I'm putting out a 1-month amnesty to the online people to come forward to Customs and tell us how they've disposed the accessible product in the last 3 months.
As it is still new in PNG, there are no governing laws on online marketing. But currently, it is governed under the Customs Risk Management Act. Customs believe that online selling prices are not correct. Commissioner Paul said that all excise duties are sanctioned by customs, and he explained that if the duty sale of a good is 20 kina, how can online businesses sell their products below 20 kina?
The amount of excisable product that they've sold, it's below the normal price that you can purchase from any other liquor shop. And the competition there is not good. You can't be one-sided on this. So for that, we are appealing to all these online people to come forward and tell us, declare to us how they've disposed that. If they paid duty, well, good enough. Tell us how you paid it. If you have not done that, come forward and pay them.
This is the second time customs have given online businesses a month amnesty for them to voluntarily come forward and declare their products. Pasinata Yama, National EMTV News.
2 men are seriously injured and several houses burnt in retaliation for the death of a man at Nagada settlement in Medang. Police have begun investigations but are yet to establish the exact circumstances behind the death. In the last 4 years, Nagada along the North Coast Road of Medang has seen the settlement of hundreds of people from various parts of Papua New Guinea.
This is the aftermath of accusations that escalated to retaliatory attacks yesterday after a young Sepik man died along this section of the road, and this one of several houses burnt as a result of the reprisals. The circumstances of the death have not yet been established, but there are several unverified versions of the death which police are yet to clarify.
The nature of his death we cannot establish at this time because there are all sorts of that's like hearsay. We cannot believe how he died. That is yet to be confirmed until my investigators go out, carry out a full investigation, and they should establish the cause of death.
On Monday, in a revenge attack, a young man from the Simbu province was slashed multiple times as he prepared to go to work. Witnesses say he had nothing to do with the death. He was attacked because of his ethnicity.
Sudah naroni kam down lap em kam lap side em scout nim koinem na scout na to sem Steven mi urman katimi roni kam na puran lap em lalu gimose mi roni go na ulman ge roni go back now em sem lalu gimose man like that so black sim go loxic.
Nagada settlement sits on land owned by the Lutheran Church. Over the last 4 years, people believed to be traditional landowners sold off portions of the land now occupied by people from various parts of Papua New Guinea. This is also land of which ownership is being disputed. It's the latest episode of fighting that has happened in a town once known for its serenity and low crime rate. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Medang.
Lay police have confirmed an unknown number of suspects broke into the Lay Bowling Club between 3 and 5 a.m. on Monday and stole the club's safe. The safe had about 30,000 kina in it. It is believed that there was a vehicle on standby which was used to transport the stolen safe. Lay Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi says the manner in which the break-in and entering occurred shows that there had been an informant. Police are still investigating. Morobe police have arrested 2 more suspects involved in the killing of 10 Amari tribesmen in the Makam district during an ethnic clash in April. Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent Augustine Wampe says the 2 men were arrested and charged for taking part in the killing of the 10 men. This now brings the total number of suspects arrested to 4.
Provincial Police Commander Chief Superintendent Augustine Wampe says the 2 suspects were taken to the Ramu police station where they were formally arrested and charged. The 2 identified as Levi Solomon 33 and Chris George 21 appeared at the Ramu District Court on July 5th. The case was adjourned to this Friday. The 2 arrested are in relation to an ethnic clash that erupted between 2 villages in the Makam district of Morobe province in April. The fighting started at the Muchin station. It was alleged that an intoxicated student from Makam Valley High School who had bought drinks from a local Pepsi drink seller at the Muchin market demanded the seller to give him an extra can. It was there that the seller attacked the student. The student left and returned with his other friends at the school and attacked the man. The fighting escalated when relatives from the two sides joined in the clash, resulting in the 10 deaths. Mata Luis, National EMTV News, Ley.
Ley Metropolitan Commander Chief Superintendent Anthony Wagambi said the body of a 20-year-old female from Chimbu Province was found inside the Igam Army Barracks last Monday by PNG Defence Force personnel. The deceased lived outside the barracks with her parents. She was buried in a shallow grave within the training area of the barracks. Members of the PNGDF alerted the military police, who then informed Ley police. According to the relatives, she was about 7 months pregnant at the time of her death. Wagambi said evidences found on her body indicate that she may have been buried 2 or 3 days before she was discovered. Circumstances surrounding her death are not known. A post-mortem will determine the cause of death. Investigators are working on the case with assistance of the military police. Mr. Wagambi is appealing to members of the public who may have any information to come forward and assist them identifying suspects involved in the murder. Rising sea levels and climate change. That story among others after the break. Welcome back to the news. In 2014, we brought you a story about the impacts of climate change and rising sea levels on Medang's island communities. 2 years on, shorelines continue to be washed away with no hope of recovery. The problem is being compounded by an ever-increasing population and the severe shortage of building materials.
Medang is a beautiful province. The coastal area nearest to the town is dotted with dozens of islands, sheltered from the open sea by rows of reef formations that extend out into the ocean. Even with the sheltered locations, the people who live on the small coral islands face a bleak future as the sea levels rise and the waves steadily wash away their shorelines.
I got big changes come up. Last time you meet to block round long and you're right, click now we go bara polgeta. Soil erosion take place. Come up one big plus something through now.
We've come back to Panodao Island, and this is where just 2 years ago the village graveyard was being washed away and the island was under threat of being cut in half by the sea. Last year the island received funding for a seawall that now extends along the worst hit part of the island. It's a small but important community effort that has stemmed the erosion of the shoreline, at least for now.
This time now we walk long, looks away long. Passing long bagarape come up because plenty awareness come up now walk long. Looks away long this land. Long solware walk long. Rising on top, abrusim level long end. Big play windy walk long hitting me plan now looks away long end. So this little bagarap walk long come up now walk long thing him now also.
On the sheltered side of the island, a lot of work has gone into protecting the houses that sit dangerously low. Handmade seawalls receive dedicated attention every day.
Plenty talk walk come up long this climate change. Only got one thinking kind ideal time long. Stop him to solve nature. I use walk him now back and browse him can.
But that's not the only problem. An ever-increasing population is putting pressure on scarce resources, and they don't have enough building materials for new houses. Now, while there is some concern about the future, there's no sense of urgency to move off the islands and onto the mainland. Scott Waide, National EMTV News, Medang.
The visual art industry in the country is struggling to develop. For artists in this field, there is little recognition in terms of exhibiting their work and ensuring their unique artwork valued. In an effort to create their own space, 6 artists have come together to promote their work and will begin next month with an art exhibition.
These are some of the pieces that will be exhibited in August at the Royal Papuan Yacht Club. All 6 of the artists will showcase a variety of artwork in forms such as painting, ink illustration, sculpture, prints, and interactive art.
And we kind of try to create a base of the way artist has been seen, not only as artists just skilled people, but we want to show that artists can also contribute to the economic development of the nation. And in terms of the way we present art, we want our viewers or those who see artists to not only value the art, but also value the works artists do.
They say their collaboration, which has resulted in a group called Art Evolution, is about holding on to the unique aspect of PNG while advancing into the future. Larry Santana, a name famous in the PNG art world, is part of this group. During the show next month, which will be on the 13th and 14th, each artist will showcase a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 10 new pieces. The exhibition will also be about showcasing how modern technology can be incorporated into visual art, such as this painting. It has been captured in digital form and transformed into an interactive board to showcase our provinces. But the exhibition will not just be about showcasing art. It is about raising awareness on the welfare of women and children in the country and contributing towards work in that area.
And every sold work, 20% will go to Lifeline PNG.
Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.
The Investment Promotion Authority, or IPA, today presented its 2015 annual report. Managing Director Ivan Pomeleu said the report captures all the programs and implementation for the same year. IPA, as an organization, was also awarded the Best Public Sector Employer Award by the PNG Human Resource Institute.
Apart from the media, the event was attended by staff of IPA, members of the board and management, and representatives from the PNG Human Resource Institute. They witnessed Managing Director Ivan Pomeleu present the IPA 2015 annual report to Board Chairman Leon Baskins. Included in the report is the 4th consecutive audit report. Mr. Pomeleu said the IPA board and management strive to maintain the organization's strong financial accountability system.
The 2015 audit report, as released by the Auditor General at the end of May, is our fourth unqualified audit. We are extremely proud of this achievement.
PNG HRI then presented the Best Employer Award 2015 to IPA. IPA places high priority in its human resources, and its human resource development work has been legendary.
Human resources are number one asset. We can talk about plants, we can talk about IT, all that, but it's human resources, even though they're not in the balance sheet as a asset item. But it's really all of us. Human resources is very, very important.
Chief Secretary to the Government, Ambassador Isaac Lupari, among other things, said training of the public sector's human resource was essential.
And I think one of the things that is missing in public service is capacity. We need to skill our public servants. That's fact. We are promoting people out there, but they can't do simple work.
Mr. Pomeleu said the 2015 was also the first full year of the operations of the online lodgement registry. The turnaround time for processing lodgements reduced from 56 days to just 3 days. Mr. Pomeleu said the success at the management level reflects the strong leadership that is evident at the board level. Deli Waigeno, National EMTV News.
Parents of students from Kerma Open Electorate will have less to worry about when paying school fees. A 1.5 million kina check presentation from the District Support Improvement Program funds will go towards their course. It's part of the school fee assistance scheme for tertiary students from Kerma, initiated to develop its human resource.
Before the presentation of the check to various institutional representatives, Kerma student leader Paul Toru voiced the students' concerns to their member Richard Mendani. He said students have been faced with the challenges of acquiring stationaries and also limited infrastructure is a problem for them in respective institutions.
I'd like to ask another member for Kerama, Richard Mandadi. If you can help us provide transport during our reunion, that's the end of the semester.
However, he said the initiative by the MP is a great support towards human resource development of the province. Speaking during the event, Mr. Mendani said educating young elites is a meaningful contribution to the district and the country.
And my board always believed that a well-trained and educated Kerama district citizen can be able to make a meaningful contribution towards not only for Kerama district but also for the rest of Papua New Guinea.
However, given the country's financial crisis, Kerama Provincial Administration will be responsible in core areas only. Apparently, the tertiary student school fee assistance scheme, which is 75%, primarily go towards their school fees. The program is part of the 10 million kina DSIP funds initiated in 2014 with only 2,000 kina, and this year it was increased to 2 million kina. From the 2 million kina, only 1.5 million kina is budgeted for the tertiary student school fee assistance program.
Here we are increasing the budget up to 1.5 million, which submission has been made to the Kerama District Development Authority Board, and my board was able to bless the expenditure towards the tertiary assistance scheme.
He said the government and parents should take responsibility by developing young people because the district needs a change.
Some of the members tend to realize the need for change to happen in our districts, in our province, especially learning skills that will boost up competency in our young people.
Eric Arupma, National EMTV News.
Councillors of lay urban local level government are still waiting for DSIP funds to reach them in order to carry out development plans. The delay is affecting the delivery of services in their wards. The Lay District Development Authority approved projects in 2014, but funding is yet to be released. Morobe Provincial Administrator Masayan Moat says the delays are also affecting other 8 districts of Morobe. He said 1 million kina from the 10 million kina DSIP fund was given to Team Morobe for the 7th PNG Games in November. And now looking at our finance news, the kina closed unchanged at $0.3155 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.3080 US, $0.4071 Australian dollars, $0.2773 euro, and 31.91 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and cocoa closed lower, while coffee and copra closed the day higher. Palm oil closed unchanged, while crude oil and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed at 19.31 points lower, the ASX is trading at 2.47 points lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading at 1.06 points lower. Stories making headlines overseas when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. After a wave of deadly terror attacks in Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel is facing some strong criticisms for allowing in so many refugees. The country that was once welcoming asylum seekers is now deeply divided.
Refugees welcome, Germany's two-word response to a humanitarian crisis. Last year, a tide of desperate people trekked through Europe. More than 1 million came to Germany. Syrians, Iraqis, Afghans. Many arrived at Munich Central Station exhausted, but full of hope. They found an extraordinary welcome. What a difference a year makes.
You won't find any welcome banners here at the train station these days. The flow of migrants into Germany has slowed as Europe's borders have tightened. These days, the headlines are dominated by terror attacks tied to refugees.
Many of the migrants here are ticking time bombs.
Peter Bystron and others on the far right say Germany has opened its doors to jihadists, using the latest terror attacks as ammunition against German Chancellor Angela Merkel's open door policy.
Because they open the border and they let people uncontrolled come to our country. But we don't want people who are coming to Europe to kill us to kill our children.
They're using the anger and they're using the fear of people.
Atis Gurpinar is on Germany's far left. His party is also critical of Germany's refugee policy, but for different reasons, calling it incomplete.
What we should do is to avoid the things who make them flee from their countries. The one thing, and the other thing is to integrate them.
The fierce debate is dividing a nation with a long history of welcoming refugees. Right-wing marches are growing larger, organized by those who oppose the so-called Islamization of the West. Colin Turner was one of the lead volunteers welcoming refugees to Munich last summer. He says the hope they came with is slowly fading as German authorities report an uptick in anti-immigrant attacks.
Refugee accommodations what are being targeted at the moment, partially by protests, but as well sort of like arson attacks in the night.
Months before the latest terror attacks, protesters screamed, "Go home," at asylum seekers on a bus. Some wonder if now anger, even violence, will grow. Thousands of refugees in Germany, once welcomed with open arms, now feeling distinctly unwelcome.
The two pilots who made history by circumnavigating the globe in a fuel-free solar-powered aircraft said their mission demonstrated clean and renewable energy as the path of the future. Speaking at a news conference in Abu Dhabi, the Swiss explorers also called for a plan to launch an international council of clean technologies to advise governments and bring new energy solutions to the world.
We will have electric airplanes, we'll have unmanned air vehicles that are solar. We try to constitute the International Committee of Clean Technologies, like a World Council for Clean Technologies, because that doesn't exist yet. It's something that should happen because you need to give to the actors of the clean tech industry the power. They have the energy, but they don't have the power. They're isolated. They don't have the connections. You have to make a worldwide movement that can advise governments, that can advise corporations.
Bertrand added they have dared to fail, and when you dare to fail, you can succeed. The solar plane named Solar Impulse 2 returned to Abu Dhabi after an epic 16-month voyage, demonstrating the potential of renewable energy. It touched down in the United Arab Emirates capital at 4:05 a.m. local time. The plane first took off from Abu Dhabi on 9th March last year, beginning a landmark journey of about 40,000 kilometers around the globe and nearly 500 hours of flying. Pickard and Boschberg, also the Solar Impulse founders, took turns piloting the aircraft with a wingspan larger than a Boeing 747 and weighing only as much as a family car. The propeller-driven aircraft's 4 engines are powered only by energy collected from more than 17,000 solar cells built into the plane's wings. Excess energy was stored in 4 batteries during daylight hours to keep the plane flying after dark. Unfavorable weather at times hindered smooth flying, causing the plane to be grounded for months in some countries. Over its entire mission, Solar Impulse 2 cruised at altitudes of up to 9,000 meters and at an average speed of between 45 and 90 kilometers per hour. The plane had 16 stopovers along the way, including Oman, India, Myanmar, China, Japan, the United States, Spain, and even Egypt. Pickard also gave a few words of encouragement to future generations of pioneers.
Try to be pioneers in your life. Try to implement your dreams. Try to think out of the box, out of the certitudes, out of the habits. There are so many people who are just prisoners of old ways of thinking. And this is why the world has so much difficulty to move forward.
Lorraine Gabina, EMTV World News.
To take us to Chukai Sports, the Olympic Organizing Committee has admitted only about half of the buildings at the Olympic Village have actually passed safety tests. However, they said everything will be on time.
An emergency task force, 630 electricians, plumbers and masons, apparently doing the trick.
We are extremely happy with the progress that has been made in the last 24 hours in the village.
Any kangaroos?
In fact, some Australian athletes already moving in and praising the apartments.
I think they're great. Yeah, I think they're really spacious. Obviously, there's still a bit of cleaning to be done, but in general, I think it's going to be a great location.
Just 2 days earlier, the delegation refused to move into the athletes' village, citing blocked toilets, leaky pipes, and exposed wires. The mayor of Rio fueled the fire by offering to put a kangaroo in the village to make them happy. It's natural to make adjustments, he said, but we want them to feel at home here. I'm almost putting a kangaroo here to jump in front of them. Other teams found alternative ways to solve their problems.
By ourselves, we spend some money, but you know.
Pressuring or hiring people?
Pressuring and doing the cleaning ourselves.
The Olympic Village officially opened its doors on Sunday, but organizers now admit only 16 of the 31 towers was even operational.
Now they say everything really will be ready by Thursday. The Belarusians posted a picture of a clogged shower drain, and someone from the Kenyan team wrote this message on a wall. Now it's hoping all the last-minute work allows them to focus on winning.
And more on the Rio Olympics, that's in Trukai Sports after these short messages.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Part of Team PNG to the Rio Games left the country today, accompanied by coaches and medical officers. From the final 8 selected in their respective codes, only 2 left the country today. The rest, who have been training overseas, are all expected to meet in Rio before the Games. Godwin Eki reports.
2 athletes, Thaddeus Katua from boxing and Raymond Ovino from judo, both left the country today with their coaches and team medical officer Dr. Amos and team manager Winnie's Tua to attend the Rio Olympics. Thaddeus, who arrived back from Manila on Friday last week after his high-performance training, is a wildcard contender to the Olympic Games. He was given an opportunity by the International Olympic Committee through the tripartite selection process and traveling with head coach Joe Alpha and Alan Nicholson from Australia. Raymond Ovino qualified on merit and is making his second appearance at the Olympics. He was accompanied by his coach Richard Glide. The duo will be joined by the rest of the overseas-based athletes in Rio at the Games Village. From the athletes traveling to the Rio Olympics, 1 will represent PNG in swimming, 2 in athletics, 2 in taekwondo, 1 in judo, 1 in boxing, and Moria Baru from weightlifting, making it a total of 8 athletes to represent PNG. The last athlete to leave the country next week will be Tio Pinia, representing athletics, and will join the rest of Team PNG in Rio. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
Timothy Lomai has been omitted from the SP PNG Hunters starting lineup due to injury, which sees Brandy Peter take on the role as lock. Coach Michael Marum has named an unchanged lineup from last weekend's big win against the East Tigers.
Watson Boss and Henry Wan, who missed last week's clash due to injury concerns, have been named in the extended 20-man squad. Tuvi Lapan has also been included in this weekend's clash, with 3 players to be omitted. Wartovo Puara Jr. starts again in the halfback position after putting on an outstanding performance against the East Tigers.
Back on the inside to Wartovo Puara. It's in the clear. He's got the pot on the outside, and then he finds Thompson.
This sees Warren Glare start as hooker, with Silas Gahuna on the interchange bench. Both players were critical at hooker, with Glare getting a try and Gahuna with his fast line breaks.
Back on the inside, that's Gahuna Silas now. A short ball away, and Silas has gone over.
Gahuna straight from the bench.
Co-captain Adam Korave and lock Brandy Peter will play their 50th Interest Super Cup match this weekend. They play defending premiers Ipswich Jets at the National Football Stadium in Port Moresby on Saturday, with the match to kick off at 4 p.m. Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break with cricket and volleyball. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back. In cricket, the City Pharmacy Lewas are thankful to Cricket PNG as well as their immediate coaching staff and managers for the tremendous support which led to their qualifying win in the East Asia Pacific qualifiers in Samoa. Lewas captain Pauke Siaka said the success in Samoa would not have been possible without the cricket fraternity behind them.
The Lewas did not let their coach Rodney Maha down when they went against Japan and host Samoa undefeated in the 50 overs ICC matches. This was also the first qualifier win for coach Maha and one he had to push his team to the limits to gain precedence. With the Lewas' dedication and Maha's tough coaching, they have proved that they are a competition to be reckoned with in the East Asia Pacific region. Speaking upon their arrival from Samoa recently, Lewas captain and player of the match recipient Pauke Siaka said the team's performance only goes to show the amount of support they have been receiving.
I feel proud of my girls for the last couple of months that we have trained. We have ups and downs in our trainings that we have done. I know we deserve.
Meanwhile, debutants Daniela Ila, Hinamutawa Philip and Giti Kilapat were positive additions to the team as they have contributed a lot on and off the crease.
We'd like to thank all our sponsors, Mr. Mahash Patel, Pure Water and all of our other sponsors. Thank you all for your support, for your sponsors, and everyone, all our families and friends who've been supportive all along since we were back in Samoa. And till we came, we had a big welcoming at the airport.
The Lewas 7 months training schedule will be out by next week and their training sessions are expected to be a lot tougher as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers in England. Dini Rose Raiko, National EMTV Sports.
President of Fairfax Volleyball Association, Kila Dick, is currently in talks with players aged over 30 in preparations for the Volleyball Masters tournament in Gold Coast. He said it's something mature, aged and long-time players can do for fun and also to help their physical and mental ability. Talks and training will continue for master players before selections can be made.
Fairfax Volleyball Association is running its training sessions for master players between the ages of 30 to 60. President of the Fairfax Volleyball Association, Kila Dick, said the competition on the Gold Coast will be good for the seniors as they won't be playing competitively, but rather to be part of a friendly recreational competition. He added this competition will be good for the players to develop healthy living, to maintain their physical and mental abilities, to promote healthy living.
Masters program is a very good program because it allows for people at the age of 30 to 60 years to compete in not a very competitive competition but recreational competition. Most important aspect of it is physical and healthy living.
Meanwhile, interested players who are willing to be part of the Masters competition are encouraged to join, especially the older players who have played volleyball in the past and are willing to come back.
Our views in taking part in the Masters games in Gold Coast will be a good one for many of our older volleyball players and those also interested to come on board and join the Masters team.
The competition is due to take place in Gold Coast, Australia from the 5th to the 13th of November this year. Godwin Eki, National EMTV Sports.
The first game of round 2 in the Southern Conference of the Export Rugby Championship 2016 saw an original grudge match between the heavyweight Boromas and the young Guys. In a very physical encounter, the Boromas proved to have the experience to walk away with the win 20 points to 7.
From kickoff, it was evident that the match could go either way, with both sides showing their strength in a physical confrontation, eager to score first. But it was the Boromas who posted first points and made use of football possession and dominated the first half to go to the break up 10 points to 0. The second half again saw the Boromas take charge and add to their lead, but the Guys showed their fighting spirit, scoring midway through the second half. In the end, the Boromas proved to have too much class for the young guys, walking off the pitch victorious 20 points to 7. The Boromas boast a wealth of experience, whereas the guys have youth, enthusiasm and form in their side, and the combination proved to be exciting for spectators. The second match, both sides coming off losses, were keen to secure a win. The Daru Stingrays, who had a vocal crowd behind them, but the Ora Fuzzy Wuzzy fans also turned up in numbers. In an entertaining match, much to fans' delight, Ora were victorious 21 points to 15. Dion Kombeng, National EMTV Sports.
That ends True Kai Sports. The weather details when we come back.
True Kai Sports. True Kai Sports.
Your weather forecast for tonight and tomorrow. In the southern region, brief evening drizzles for Port Moresby, evening thundery showers for Daru, a chance of showers and possible thunderstorms for Kirima, a shower or two for Alatau, and a shower or two with thunderstorms for Popondetta. In the Momasa region, a shower or two for Lae, chances of evening showers for Medang, and a shower or two with thunderstorms for Wewak and Vanimo. In the New Guinea Islands, a shower or two with thunderstorms for Lorengau, and few showers and thunderstorms for Kavieng, Kokopo, Rabaul, Kimbe and Boka. And in the Highlands region, chances of showers then morning fog for Mount Hagen, Mendi and Wabek, and showers then morning fog for Goroka and Kundiawa. Now recapping our main stories for tonight. PNG Customs crack down on illegal goods, accusations trigger settlement clash, and saving the visual arts industry. And that's the news, sports and weather for tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Hope Imaka. Pleasant viewing. Good night.